Hey everybody, Ramsey here with the Rajathon YouTube channel, and I'm combining two reviews in one because I did a review for Morte, and it was very, very short. So I've hung on to it for quite a while and wondered like what I can do to tie it together with something else, and I had a great idea. I read Redwall as well as a reread and wanted to review Redwall and give you my thoughts on the first book in that series. And because they're both talking animals, I can combine the two reviews and you guys let me know which one you were more excited to read. So what I'll do is I'll start my Redwall review now, and then I will lay in that footage of the Morte review as soon as I'm done with this review. So Redwall, the first book in the Redwall series, written by Brian Jacques. For years I thought it was Jacques. I thought it was like a very French name, but everyone I've heard actually pronounce it, other than just me reading it off a page, is Jacques. So I was looking for my copy of Redwall. My kids had borrowed it, and I have no idea where it is. So I'm going to show you one of the later books to show you. So I was sure that this was Jacques, but it is Jacques. So this is a later book in the Redwall series. They're a ton of fun. So we had a theory. I did the Redwall read-along with Made Between the Pages and JJ the Bearded Bookworm, and wanted to get back in. I've probably read 5 or 6 of the books in the series. So I'm pretty sure I've read this one. He is the son of one of the characters in Redwall. And so I'll put it back down because it's not actually important to the review I'm doing right now. Redwall is so cool because there's this abbey that has been built for mouse scale, and mice and badgers and voles and all these other woodland creatures live together in harmony, where the mice run the abbey and basically help everyone in the countryside. There's country mice, there's shrews, there's owls, cats, ferrets, and all that kind of stuff. So we start the story, and it's a peaceful, loving community. They all work together. They're doing a big celebration, big feast, and then unbeknownst to them, Cluny the Scourge is coming in. He's this big, nasty, one-eyed rat with a long tail that he can whip and use as a whip and a weapon. And he's coming in on a horse where they've scared this horse so bad. There's hundreds of rats in this hay cart that this horse is just freaking out and running. And eventually the hay cart crashes, and Cluny says, I need this abbey as my castle, and the war starts. And it's this giant war. It's brutal. It's vicious. I had no idea as a kid how much death is in this story. I mean, rats and mice and creatures just are killed willy-nilly all over the place. It is brutal, but it's a ton of fun. It has interesting stories about friendship where it's not Martin, it's Matthias. It has great stories about friendship where Matthias meets these creatures, befriends them. They come to help defend the abbey because he's gone out of his way to be a little bit different than the other mice and the other woodland creatures, and reach a handful of friendship out to them. And then, you know, he even sometimes tries to be nice to the rats, or some of the creatures that work with the rats. And I just loved it. It was so much fun. Enjoyed it as a kid. Enjoyed it now. Funny at times, brutal at times, great ending, and it's just a ton of fun. It really is just a ton of fun. So I'm going to jump in now to go back to the Morte review, which is also a very good book. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but I did a really quick review on it, so I'm going to jump you guys to that. If you guys like what's going on here, please like, subscribe, enjoy the video, and I'll see you at the end of that one. Bye. Hey guys, so this is going to be a quick review of Morte, which is a story about this cat whose name was originally Sebastian, and then the ants rose up and fed a chemical to the domestic house animals and regular animals, and they got much bigger and they gained hands. So the ants could have won the war by themselves, but the queen decided that she wanted to make animals the protectors of the overworld, because ants live underground anyway. And she said, I hate the humans, because like she talked about them with sandals. So back in the day, like Egyptians way back when, they killed her people, and she has held a grudge for thousands of years and kept molting and molting and molting and got as big as a house, and then created like super ant soldiers, and that's how they won the war. Morte was a war hero in the war, and now he's searching for Sheba, who is his best friend. So we start the book learning about Morte, learning about his transition, then we learn about him through the war. Really, you get almost no time with him in the war, and then you get the time where he's searching. It was, whenever you have a book with animals as the main character, they immediately make them human-like. They have very human thoughts, very human ideas. But it was interesting to see the ideas of the ant queen. Basically, all the ants were mindless, but she had gained a sentience that thought and had but didn't have emotions. So she thought, she had ideas, she thought about things, but she never had emotions. So she struggled with why humans and eventually animals gained the level of emotions that they did. That was her big beef with us, the fact that we thought emotionally, that we could not be analytical like she was. And I found it very enjoyable, but there were times when I didn't know if, it's probably not a story I'll ever reread, so that probably knocks it down to a 4 for me. And then it's probably not a story that I'd recommend to most people, which probably knocks it down to a 3 for me. I enjoyed it. It's a good book. I don't think it's a great book, but I think it's a good book. And I had a good time with it. The other book in the series is a blue dog on the cover, which is Sheba, which is his best friend, before the war. And they get separated, and she, well, I can't tell you where she is. So it's her perspective. And then I think there's a side story of his commander in the war. His name is Cul-de-sac. He's a bobcat. I just don't know if I want to continue the series. I didn't enjoy it enough to say, yeah, I want to go pick up the next one. It was interesting. So if you guys have read this one, let me know. I know Noah from Everyone Reads It Must Converse has read it, and he said he really enjoyed it. But I don't know many other people that have read it. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this one. If you can, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel if you would, or like this video or dislike this video. It's all up to you. But I'd love to hear from you in a comment down below. So this is Morte by Robert Rapino, and it was good.